Good afternoon, folks, and these are the scenes as we stand here at St John's Church in Burslem, Stoke-on-Trent. And we're here today to take a look at another interesting little grave and a chilling local legend which is still scaring school children to this date. Right after the rain has stopped, because it is absolutely slatting it down right now, and the grave is sort of round the other side of the church. And hopefully when the rain stops, we'll go and take a look and I'll continue the story. If not, I'll continue the story anyway. So bear with me yet again. Okay, so here we are back in St John's Churchyard in Burslem, and we're looking now at the little tomb that I came here to see. And you can see something immediately unusual about it if I'll just pan round to the other gravestones in the area. And that this one is actually facing a completely different direction. In fact, it's facing north to south. And the reason being is this is the tomb of Burslem's resident witch, Molly Leigh. And like I said, this is the chilling local legend that's been told to children ever since. And I believe she died in 1746, which is like part of the area where it was sort of the era of witchcraft and people still believed in those sort of things. Apparently Molly Leigh had the typical appearance of a witch. She was like an old hag with like a wart on her face, and apparently a pet blackbird that followed her everywhere. She sold milk which turned sour and all the usual stuff, you know, so she was very well qualified to be a witch in the eyes of 18th century Britain. And yeah, well, the reason that she's buried in this fashion is that originally she was buried like regularly, facing east to west, as any Christian normally is. And the local parson, when he was coming out of the pub, apparently saw Molly Leigh sitting in her living room, knitting, and thought that she'd come back from the dead, as witches apparently did. And so, he gathered a sort of a group of priests from the local area, and they marched down here on a sort of an exorcism ritual to dig up Molly Leigh and rebury her facing in this direction. And they'd also captured a pet blackbird at that point and buried him along with her, which apparently helps to set her spirit at rest. And yeah, well, whether that actually worked or not's a matter of debate, because apparently, according to the legend, if you dance around the grave 3 times chanting Molly Leigh, you can't catch me, or something like that, she'll come back and haunt you for the rest of your life. And yeah, of course that's just superstition, but I don't think I fancy trying that, to be honest. As I'm sure many kids have actually tried in the past. And as far as I know, none of them has had anything particularly nasty happen to them, so maybe she wasn't a witch after all. But nonetheless, that's the story of the Hamil Witch, Molly Leigh, in St John's Churchyard, Burslem, in Stoke-on-Trent. And the church is quite easy to find, actually. Okay, so I'll leave the video there. Thank you very much for watching.